All right, so today we're talking about Shanks again. Got my boy Sai with me. Who else better to discuss Shanks with? Because I've got something that I don't think I've ever seen someone else mention, possibly. And this came to me organically, believe it or not, when I was looking at this very image of baby Shanks being found by Roger. And the pajamas that Shanks are wearing has sun, stars, and the moon on it. And I think that this was very deliberate because Oda is deliberate with his iconography and things like this, especially with the sun and the moon, because we know that, the sun and the moon is not 100% always meaning good and evil in this series, but most of the time it pretty much does. And
yeah, especially with Luffy being the sun god.
Exactly, sun god, and then we have the moon, which is celestial, the celestial dragons. But I think that this means Shanks is half celestial dragon and half D. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy when you hit me with this because I wasn't too sure where you got this notion from. But when you showed me the pajamas, I became a believer. But I saw this and I was taken aback a little bit because I was like, oh, you're right. That seems very deliberate, right? Putting suns and moons on Shanks's pajamas. The thing is too, we do have to keep in mind that being a member of the D clan doesn't necessarily mean that they were born into the D clan and that they have a mother or father that has a D. They can always inherit it from somebody else as well. You can even look at this right here, this image, and you could take it as a sign that he is a celestial dragon. He could be a full-bred one. But since Roger adopted him, and since Roger has the D, Shanks could have carried on that will, thus making him a celestial dragon, but also a member of the D clan. It's night and day. Kind of like how when Sabo kind of reflected on the D initial, Ace and Luffy actually gave him the D, right? They're like, hey, let's just squeeze it in between Sabo's name. He saw D-Bo. So I think the same thing could have been done for Shanks. And that when we move on in the series, maybe he'll meet the Figarlands again, his family. And then he's like, you know what? I'm not a Figarland, I'm a D. I feel like that could be set up in the future.
I'm glad you brought that up because I should mention for anyone who's unaware or confused why we think Shanks is a celestial dragon. It's very popular in the hardcore community. Maybe you're not a hardcore listening to this, but the picture that we are looking at of baby Shanks is when he's found here at God Valley. He was found in a treasure chest by Goldie Roger. So at God Valley, there was celestial dragon game hunting stuff going on, and there was prizes. And one of the prizes is Shanks. Now, we don't know if he was deliberately supposed to be a prize or if he was put in there after the fact and it was kind of like a mix-up or something. But due to this, we think that Shanks is probably the son of the leader of the Holy Knights by the name of Figarland Garling. So that means that Shanks would be a Figarland. Now, it also seems like Shanks was given away purposely, possibly, or why was he put in the container? In this chest. And I don't know if that is the case. He was ultimately never really cared that Roger took him. But if Shanks is half D, half celestial dragon, that could be why he was put in this chest and given away, possibly. It's possible that Shanks was a bastard. Born out of wedlock, I guess, right? That's what that is.
Good way to put it.
If you're watching Game of Thrones, you remember Jon Snow. That's what he was. He was born outside of Ned Stark's wedlock with another person. So it's possible that that's what Garling did here. Maybe he, I don't know, one of the slaves, or just, I don't know, maybe somebody else, a cool D initial lady, and then they made Shanks, and they were like, oh crap, he's a bastard, and he's like, I gotta get rid of this thing, this halfling. And also maybe that's why Roger is so receptive to him. Obviously Roger doesn't know, but it just could be, that subconscious type of thing. And why Shanks ultimately gets the straw hat as well, because only the most important people in history were able to get the straw hat, at least as we've seen. We don't really know who had it before Roger, but so far we know that it was Joy Boy had the hat, then Roger, then he gave it to Shanks, then Shanks gave it to Luffy. So it would make sense that only a D would be in that lineage as well.
Yeah, no, I could totally see that. And another thing with Shanks too is that I do agree he could be a bastard. We have seen an instance of this before with Bonney in this latest arc, right? Bonney was exactly that. So I wouldn't be too shocked if Shanks falls in the same vein. And one thing that's kind of interesting about Bonney and Shanks' potential upbringing is that when Oda had to gender bend the supernova in an SBS, the male Bonney version actually looked like Shanks. So I thought that was really fascinating, and that's why, like, you'll probably see theories around, like, the block that say that, you know, Bonney is maybe a Figarland as well. And if that's the case, then, you know, the Figarlands have a nasty habit.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I had never seen that before, but I'm glad that you.
Yeah, are you looking at it right now?
Yeah, it does look like Shanks, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's like a pink-haired Shanks with a hat and a piercing.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you also brought that up because, like you said, it was shown that this is a thing with the Celestial Dragons. Like Bonney, that's what she was. We don't know who her parents are yet. I think it's Roswald. Personally, I think that would be pretty cool if it is him.
No.
Not cool like, oh, awesome, but cool the way that...
You're going to be hooting and hollering, you know, taking off your shirts, twirling it around, screaming from the top of your lungs. Woo-hoo!
No, like just the way that Oda set it up. Because in that sequence at Mary Joie, when Bonney like sneaks in and trying to get to Kuma, like he's being ridden by Roswald, and she's talking about her father, quote unquote, in that sequence. And at that time, we didn't know that it was Kuma. We just knew that she was in that talking in that general direction. So I think it would have been a cool little double thing, like if she is referring to Kuma as her father, but her literal biological father is Roswald.
Right there.
Yeah.
You know, I just looked something up. I looked up Roswald because I wanted to see like what the One Piece wiki had on him. And apparently, according to the One Piece Vivre card, Roswald's, this is off topic, but his favorite food is monkey brains, as confirmed by Oda, which is kind of wild. I don't know if monkey brains taste that good, but
yeah, it sounds like evil rich people food. And also, I'm sure there's some kind of like Luffy thing in there as well, maybe.
Yeah, like eat the D clan or something.
Oh yeah. The rest of them have monkey too.
Yeah. I mean, with Bonney and her upbringing, I would like it if she was a Figarland, or even just, you know, a member of the Holy Knights as well. Because I think eventually we need those guys fleshed out a little bit. And since they seem like the fighting force of the Celestial Dragons, and with Bonney being such a prominent fighter herself, I think it would kind of fit well. But I do like the Figarland ties for her. And if she is one, then that could all just tie back to Shanks and his upbringing too, being a half D, half Celestial.
Oh yeah, and that goes back into Shanks possibly having a brother. So like maybe one brother came from like an actual suitable mother in the Celestial Dragon's eyes, and then I don't know, the other was through, you know, like we said, other means. We have no idea how, you know, who or how. We really don't know most, or I'll say we don't know a lot about the mothers in this series. Like, for example, who is Dragon's mom?
Yeah, who got with Garp, right? Yeah. And then who got with Dragon? And then even with Roog, with Roger, like we didn't see much of her. She just kind of popped in, popped out. That was it.
Popped in, popped out, had Ace in her womb for what? How long was it?
Like 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was pregnant for 2 years. Like the most insane One Piece feat we've seen thus far. Freaking sky splitting. Yeah, freaking splitting the sky. I mean, Roog was pregnant for 2 years. It just held it in.
And she was a D too.
Yeah, she was a D.
So it's like there are random D women out there. You know, Roger somehow found it. So it's possible, man. Garling had that D woman. And, you know, bastard.
You know, I can't tell if it's just like unique in the image that you showed of Shanks as a kid, but you know, in the background, you actually see like a Mihawk type cross in the background. You see like the red beads that maybe Ace had. There's like a purple gem as well that could be like significant or a sign of Luffy's devil fruit. So like, I'm starting to look at this background. I'm like, dang, like I wonder what else is probably hidden here.
Yeah, those beads are also kind of reminding me of Ace.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah. No, I was looking at that too. That definitely is Yoru, or it's either Yoru or it's kind of like the empty throne. I don't know, but those beads, I mean, those things are there for a reason. I don't know if Oda just was like, let me just put these random things here. He doesn't do stuff like that.
It's just random things I just thought of. Yeah. I mean, you don't find these in a treasure chest, right? You don't open a treasure chest and see like,
ooh, beads.
What's supposed to be a purple necklace and red beads. The cross I can understand, you know, you could sell that for some money, some gold weight, but the beads, I don't know. That seems intentional.
Yeah, I agree. And then there's a mirror, whatever that could be.
Yeah, maybe the twin theory, mirror.
Ah, twins. I like it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Shanks could be half D, half celestial dragon. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and subscribe to Sai. As always,
Subscribe
I'll
to
have
Zhoniin.
the link in the description.
You should have the links redirect back to your account. That'd be really funny.
That's a great idea, actually. I'm gonna do that.
No, it's such a good idea. It says Sai, and then they click on it, and then it goes to your channel.
Then it goes to like join my
approve.
memberships.
There you go. That's how you get them.
Purchase a $100 membership every time. Well, all right, guys. Peace out.